Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to my kitchen and to my channel. My name is Lisa, and this is Next Up is Lisa. Today I'll be doing the fourth installment of my Cookbook Chronicles series, and I'm revisiting one of the cookbooks that I've done previously, and I'm revisiting Darius Williams' Stories from My Grandmother's Kitchen. Since we are approaching the holidays, I thought I would do something that you might find on your holiday dinner table, and so I am trying his ultimate mac and cheese, and this is a picture of it. So if you stay tuned, I'll show you what we're going to be working with today and then bring you along for this recipe makeover. Okay, so for this recipe we'll be using 4 cups of cooked pasta, 4 tablespoons of butter, some flour, which I'll get out of my pantry, some salt, 2 cups of half and half, some pepper, garlic powder, paprika, sour cream, and he has 3 cups of shredded cheese, and he said it is your choice. And for this day I chose Gouda, extra sharp cheddar, and 6 Italian cheese. So I'm going to get started cooking, and I'll bring you along with me.
Okay, my oven is preheated to 350 degrees, and I have already cooked the package of elbow macaroni based upon the package instructions, and it is sitting on the counter waiting for the rest of the mac and cheese to be done. In a large pot, I'm using the same pot I cooked the macaroni in to help with cleanup. I'm melting 4 tablespoons of butter and stirring in the 2 tablespoons of flour. I'm going to cook that for about 60 seconds to cook the raw taste of the flour out. That's what you see here. I've just whisked it until it has cooked for that 60 seconds that I mentioned. I'm adding 2 cups. This is the first cup of half and half, and I'm stirring that. And I'm getting ready to add the second cup of half and half. That's what you see there. And I am going to stir periodically while that is on high heat. And I'm going to wait for the sauce to come to a boil. I'm adding 1 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of pepper, and I'm going to continue to stir this mixture so that I can watch it thicken up. Then I'm going to add the 1 pinch of garlic powder. I think I did like a eighth of a teaspoon of garlic powder, and a pinch of paprika. I think I did an eighth of a teaspoon of paprika, and I'm stirring that together. As you can see, it is thickening up, and it is bubbling. Next up for the recipe will be sour cream. That's what I'm adding in here. I went in with the whisk to get it out, but ended up going back in with my trusty dusty red spoon to get the rest of the sour cream out. Okay, now that the sour cream has been added, I have put in the entire bag of Gouda cheese. I'm also adding the entire bag of extra sharp cheddar cheese, and I'm going to stir that mixture together because really what we want to do is for everything to melt and become smooth. Here again, I've switched over to my handy dandy red spoon, and I'm just adding in maybe about a quarter cup of the 6 cheese Italian. And I'm just stirring things up again to make sure that everything melts and is very smooth. Here I'm getting ready to add the macaroni into, you see I missed part of the pot, but I'm adding the macaroni into the cheese sauce. and I'm going to add it in maybe about 3/4 of it the first time and mix everything in, and then I will come back and add the last bit of the macaroni. So right now I'm just stirring everything together so that it can all be well incorporated. As you can see, I'm still stirring again because I want to make sure that everything is mixed in well together. You can see that this is a very cheesy sauce. I took some time out just to taste it and see if it needed anything else. Wow, it's very, very cheesy. Looks delicious. So while I try not to deviate from recipes very much, I thought this could use just a little bit more of the half and half. I would say maybe that's about a quarter cup to a third of a cup. I thought it was a little stiff, so I did add that into the recipe. I'm also going to end up adding a little more pepper. Just that's my personal preference. I do like a little more pepper in my macaroni and cheese. So you'll see me doing that here. And just for the sake of it, I did add a little more garlic powder, um, only because I just thought it might need it. So that's what you see here. Again, I try not to deviate, but in this instance, I did just to add a little more flavor and just based upon my preference for mac and cheese. And so I'm going to continue stirring again to make sure that everything is mixed in well, especially since I just added these last minute seasonings. I do want to make sure that everything is incorporated very well. Now that everything has been mixed in well together, I poured everything into a greased pan. I am going to add a little bit of the six cheese, Italian cheese on top. And then I'm going to put it in the oven at again at 350 degrees, and I'm going to bake this for about 30 minutes. So stay with me and you will see what everything looks like when it comes out of the oven.
Hi everybody, welcome back. I'm just coming to you to wrap up the Ultimate Baked Mac and Cheese by Darius Cooks. I want to say that we actually had a wonderful time eating it that night. If I would say that there was anything about it, is that I would have added additional half and half or milk or something. It was really, really good. It was very, very tasty, and it's something that I would do again. It was very easy, and I would recommend it for anyone who wants much easier baked mac and cheese. So it was great. It was good. I would have added more half and half, and should I make it again, I would add more half and half. You actually probably saw me in the video when I was making it add just a little bit more, but remember, I don't ever want to stray very far from the recipe when I make something for the first time. So that would be the only thing that I would do differently. Oh, and maybe put a couple of pats of butter on top of it, but that's just personal preference. But the mac and cheese was delicious. Just a quick aside, I have actually been to some of Darius's Dining with Darius. Well, actually, I've only been to one, but it was fabulous. He made a macaroni and cheese. My thought process is that what I just made was a macaroni and cheese that he made at that Dining with Darius event, and it was fabulous. It made a 9 by 13 pan, and we can't eat all of that at my house, so I called my nephew. He came over and got the rest of it, and he said it was delicious. So there you have it, the Ultimate Macaroni and Cheese by Darius Williams from Cooking with My Grandma. Is it Cooking Stories from My Grandmother's Kitchen? I'm sorry, I murdered the name of his cookbook. Was great. So it's definitely something I would recommend. I'll put the ingredients and the instructions in the description box so that you can have it. And I will also see if I can link one of his videos that he has posted on YouTube about his macaroni and cheese, so that you can see him do it over there too. So if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments section. If this is your first time joining me, please consider subscribing. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. You know how much I love spending time with you today. And I hope to see you in my next video. That will be Cookbook Chronicles episode 5. I think you'll like this one too. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.